Hi, this is Shui with a review of the Ja 1, the first signature for Ja Morant. I will not say much about the player. He is very dynamic. Has been in some hot waters recently. He did not really perform like an evolving, growing player during the playoffs. Just dash and jump and try to outjump other people. And especially considering the fact that this is a shoe that's designed for someone who tries to outjump or jump over someone else. This is a very minimal shoe that is basically, there's nothing there. There's a tiny rectangular zoom on the forefoot, which you can feel if you're told you have a zoom here underneath your foot, but otherwise you'll feel like this is a kind of a take down KD models, a KD Trados, kind of a renew foam type of thing, but it's EVA basically, EVA, and of course this is softer than rigid shoes like Luka 1 or the horrendous hardtech kind of wooden cushioning that you get from Zoom Freak 2, which is the hardest shoe I think Nike has ever made. Softer than that. This is basically the same as the Kyrie ones in terms of the cushioning. You don't really feel much, and the more you run around in it, the heel is going to bottom out, or even if it doesn't bottom out, there's not much of a shock absorption or some bounciness or anything. It's just EVA. They could have put something else there. Put some Zoom, just Air or React or Cushlon even. So compared to Kyrie Low 4s, Kyrie Low 4s have amazing traction, just like the Kyrie 7s or 6. But this traction pattern, as mazy and zany and deep as the grooves may seem, well, the grooves are very deep. This is very durable, but the traction pattern itself is not that great. You will feel yourself not breaking as hard as you should on a signature basketball shoe. So nowhere near in comparison to masterpiece tractions like Kyrie Low 4s. This is very comparable to Kyrie 1, which has a very crappy traction, although it looks like it's got a nice herringbone traction. If you've tried the Kyrie ones, you know you will slip all over the place, and unless you wear it in a pristine court or an outdoor court where it's coarse and grainy. But then if you want to wear something outdoors that's durable on the outsole here, just wear running shoes. You just wear a plain, any rubber outsole would provide excellent traction in outdoor asphalt or concrete. So why bother, right? But I guess it's a nice thought that Ja Morant tried to provide like an outdoor durable outsole pattern, but the pattern itself is problematic. It's just eats up dust, and does not break as well as it should. So again, it's basically Kyrie 1 from 10 years ago, 10 years ago, and Nike just lazily thinking that they can just sell it because Ja Morant is such a popular player. And this little strap here, I don't know what it's supposed to do. It looks kind of cool, I guess, but if you remember shoes like the Kobe's, Kobe Bryant tried to remove the plastic or even a thin film of Nike swoosh and instead just paint it on the shoe to try and reduce the weight. Weight-wise, this is a pretty lightweight shoe, but it's not lighter than the JT or the Jason Tatum 1. So they're pretty much the same price point, but Jason Tatum 1 is a lot better in terms of you can see the shoes trying to do something different and trying to do something good and making it lighter than any other shoe that's out there. For this, yeah, for size 9, it weighs about 360 grams. Yeah, it doesn't feel that heavy, but it doesn't matter because this is a shoe that I would not advise anyone. This is a shoe I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. The most basic shoe you could find, but even the most basic shoes come with decent traction. And also another thing is this ankle stability, anti-inversion mechanism. It's not there. It's kind of not that wide. It's kind of rounded, and the midsole is not that thick. There is no prominent outrigger. You'll just start rolling your ankles with these. So be careful. Try this on and see if it works for you. But I would suggest getting something more substantial with a more substantial ankle rollover preventive mechanism than this. There are many other shoes out there, and also this little chunk of rubber here. I don't know why it is there, but this part actually pinches into not the side, but to this part of the bottom of your foot. depending on, I'm sure you don't walk around on this tippy toe area, but if you do end up wearing this shoe for a prolonged time and you feel this discomfort, there's gonna be some, blisters or issues on your foot. So this is a very dumb choice by Nike. I don't know why they put it there. Of course, depending on your foot shape or size or style, you might not feel the irritation, but I felt it. You might feel it too. Yeah, the shoe, once you put it on, there's no irritation in terms of any edges or any part that pokes into you. So that's a nice touch. That's the only nice thing I can say about this shoe. The cushioning, once you put the shoe, you would feel like this isn't too bad. This actually feels very plush. Well, the plushness comes from the insole, which is an EVA insole, which is very rare these days. They just give you this bubbly, foamy, sponge-like Ortholite insole these days. EVA insoles actually provide a lot more additional cushioning. What I love about EVA insoles is that they kind of mold to the shape of your toes and your foot, so it provides sort of like a one-to-one fit. But at the same time, once that, I guess, mold is shaped according to the shape of your foot, that's not going to be providing that first stepping cushioning or shock absorption kind of sensation that you did when you first put on the shoe. The more you wear it, not instantaneously, but pretty soon you will feel that the shoe bottoming out. And again, there's no cushioning in the heel, just some plushness. So shock absorption is not there on the forefoot. There's zoom, but you hardly feel it. So again, I tell you, this is a inferior cushioning setup that's similar to Kyrie Low 4, a slightly superior outsole traction, just only mildly better than Kyrie 1 from 10 years ago. I don't know what they're trying to do with this. The fit also, it's a little weird. If you like a very firm fit and if you have a very narrow foot, you might want to go true to size or maybe even go down half a size, because it's really wide, but it's really pinchy around this big toe and pinky toe area. I don't know why it's like that. For most people, I would say go true to size, or if you feel discomfort once you try this shoe on, go up half a size. Again, when it comes to sizing, there is no golden rule or ruler. You have to try it on yourself and determine what works and what doesn't work for you, whether you want to go up a size or down a size, or if you feel like you're compromising too much, just skip the shoe altogether. The first signature for a player definitely is something worth copying, but I don't know, wait until they go on a major discount, I suppose. I can't give high praise to this shoe.